Okay, I wanted to do a quick video on bicycle helmet mirrors. So why do you want a mirror? First is to be able to see behind you. When you're riding the street in traffic, this basically allows you to just kind of glance off to the side and turn your head maybe 15-20 degrees and completely sweep the traffic behind you. In terms of the different brands and styles, this one is made by Third Eye, and I recommend it. The Blackburn one had an arm that was perhaps this much longer, and the mirror was heavier. The result is that when you rode, it would vibrate a lot more, and so the mirror would be shaking. It was much more distracting. This one has this very nice little kind of I-beam design on this arm. The mirror itself seems to be much lighter, and so that actually works a lot better. A couple things in terms of how you mount it. The first thing is, if you look at where my forehead would be, it would be right here, and so you want actually the mirror to be placed just above your eye. If you have it too far away from your eye, then you're looking at something that's smaller. If it's basically right as close as you can get it. Now, I would probably go a little closer, but I wear glasses, so that's an issue. I basically have it so it's just ahead of my eyeglasses and it's not going to interfere. And so, again, let me see if I can get a good view here. If you look at where my forehead would be, it's just an inch or so ahead of that. I've tested this a number of times. I've probably mounted, I don't know, I've probably had about 8 helmets, 10 helmets, and this is probably my 5th or 6th mirror, and I'll explain why in a second. Excuse me, they have a couple different mounts. Some of them mount to your eyeglasses. I don't like that at all. Oh, here's one. So here's another one. This one's intended to actually mount to your eyeglasses. Don't like that at all. Again, you can see that from the design of this arm is so long, and what ends up happening is the cantilever just causes any sort of vibrations to be exaggerated. While this one has the shortest one that I'm aware of. They sell one with an eyeglass mount. They sell one with, I think it's called a hard-shelled mount. This one is actually a reversed foam mount, and I'll explain that in a second. This helmet, you can see, this is sort of how it's intended to be mounted. And when it comes with little bits of, 2 pieces of double stick foam tape with like an industrial Velcro in between. But the problem with that is you're not going to be taking it on and off every time you put your helmet away. It's just a pain to have to do that and then to have to put it back on, because it's not just like the hook and loop Velcro. It's like, you know, the little mushroom heads. So you really have to push it on. So what I actually have done is I've gotten some automotive trim tape. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So this is 3M automotive trim tape. It's this Ultra Bond or something like that. It's sticky as heck. You will not get this off without doing, some minimal amount of damage. It'll basically peel a small layer of the styrofoam off if you do that. So I do recommend using that instead of the kit that they give you. The other thing that you see is this actually puts this part here a little too close to your eyeglasses. For most people, it probably won't be an issue, so this is okay. I found a cleaner way to do it on my most recent installation, which is to take an X-Acto knife and just shave this rib off, and then reverse it, and then there you have it. So it now actually sits on the outside rather than inside, where in my case it actually contacts my eyeglasses. So let me just show you. Sometimes when I'm tucked in like this, it'll actually, you can see how close it gets to my eyeglasses there. So let's adjust this so, okay. So it'll actually just touch my glasses a little bit, which obviously again causes issues. while this one, as you can see, it pushes that attachment point way out, and there's really just no way that's going to touch my eyeglasses. Okay, so once you've installed it, then the question is, how do you set it? And it's sort of like when you're driving a car to begin with. Now, technically, when you have a side view mirror on a car, you're not supposed to be able to see the side of the car. But in this case, you actually do want to be able to see basically your cheek and your shoulders. So right now, if I set this up when I'm writing, I will be able to see, like so. I can now see my cheek and my shoulder. So then when I want to look behind me, I just do about that much of a turn, and I can see everything behind me. Okay. The one downside to the third eye mirror is that these little ball joints, after some years, will wear, and then you'll find that they won't keep their position. So particularly this one at the rear, because you're moving it, you're adjusting it, you put your helmet away, you kind of, you know, gets moved around, so you fiddle with it. And eventually they just get very smooth and they start to wear out, and then they won't hold the position. And this is why I've had about 5 of these over the years. So my solution, as you can see here, has been to take a little bit of copper wire and to stick it in this foam here in the adhesive, and then have it come out here as basically a support arm, because otherwise every time you hit, you know, a big bump or something like that, it'll fall out of adjustment, and that's just a hassle. Or you got to spend, you know, some time and money to buy a new one, which isn't that big a deal. Like I said, it's a pretty good product, so I'm happy to support them. But over the years, I've just done that to fix them instead. One thing you will notice, and this is not stock, I put some reflective tape on over the name brand there, and that's just some 3M stuff. This is an older one. This is the latest 3M diamond grade conspicuity tape with the neon green. So anyways, I hope you find that useful and helpful in terms of getting a mirror on your helmet and setting it up so that you can see where your traffic is behind you. And in terms of how long it takes to get used to it, I would say it takes about 2 or 3 rides. I know my wife started using one, and within 15 minutes, I think she was very comfortable with it. Although it did take a couple more times before she felt she could reliably adjust it to where she liked it. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching.